Good evening and welcome back to the Coach Murray Show. We've been off for a few weeks. I'm Adam Bell along with the head coach, Indians head coach Russ Murray. Down on the other end is Sammy Hendricks, our play-by-play and color commentary, our stats man, a little bit of everything. Sammy, go ahead and take off and run with it tonight, man.
First of all, thank you, Coach, for being here.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate what y'all do.
We just kind of start out, we're at the halfway point of the season here, a little more than the halfway point. 3-2. Started out with 3 really good wins against 3 really good opponents, 3 really good ball games. And then we went over to Brunswick, got handed, pretty easily over there, and then we come home against Pierce. Got beat pretty good here. 3 2-point start region play this week against Turner. What's the focus of the team right now? What's the attitude on the practice field?
Well, you're right. We've been off for, this is the 3rd week now, and it's been kind of a blessing in a way. I hated that we lost that game with Dublin, but you can't do anything about the weather. We don't control that. And but anyway, just about the season thus far, it's like I told the kids starting last week when we knew we lost the game with Dublin. This season has been about memories so far. We've had some great memories, some good memories, obviously those 3 games, and we've had some terrible or bad memories in the last 2, but it's just that, memories. Right. We did some great stuff, even in the losses, and we did some bad stuff in the wins, and we've gone back, and as coaches, we went and broke down film and changed a lot of things to, personnel and other things that, that we did well. We tweaked those things, and the things that we did terrible, we either tweaked them or fixed them, or we just got rid of them. And our focus this week, ever since last Wednesday, when we knew we'd lost the Dublin game, it's the new season. Right. And I told the guys we couldn't practice Wednesday because of the the school board shut us down, which rightfully they should have. Right. I'm not questioning that us losing the game, because that's something that had to be done for all the kids in the system. We got kids that how far they live down in this county. Dublin didn't have to worry about it. They have kids probably within 5 miles of the school, but we came home, we'd had still our kids going an hour home. I don't think I have any living to Bend now, but I have a lot that live in Winoker and a lot that live in St. George, so it's pretty good ways away. But I told them last Wednesday, this is the season. Every game from here on out is a playoff game, because you got to win it to get into the playoffs, and you got to win more of them to find seeding in the playoffs. And then obviously when the playoffs start, you've got to win to advance. So they've taken that mindset all week and worked better, still keeping our motto about trying to win today. Right. And I've been pleased with what's going on this week, between the coaches and the players. I mean, those guys are working, It would be real hard or real easy, dropping the last 2 like we've lost and not playing to be kind of down. But we've kind of picked them up, and our attitude about it is, hey, we're going into Turner County. This is why we play football. It's the region. This is where they count, and we're going to go from there.
Right. Well, you bring that up, about the 2 losses, and I know I've noticed, Adam's talked about it. We got – whatever University Christian and Pierce County want to do to us, they pretty much done it. One thing I've seen out there on the field from the players, I seen no quit. I mean, we got beat bad over there in Brunswick, and we got beat bad at home. But how does that build the teams mentally when they go out there on the field and they get beat by that, but there's no quit in them? And I've seen that on both of those games.
Yeah, well, I think that I hope that kind of is the philosophy about winning today. I tell them this. I mean, you're going to lose in life sometimes. I mean, we're all adults, and everybody out there, there's days that we get behind the 8 ball, we're going to lose, but you can't quit. Right. If you quit, you're going to lose the next day. Right. And no matter what, we challenged them, and they challenged each other to keep fighting, and it didn't work out those 2 games. And like I told them, I had a long talk with them after the Pierce game. We sat in here and talked a while, and it wasn't fussing and hollering and hooping. It just told them where we were. And I did tell them I appreciated them not quitting, because we scored late in the game or whatever at Pierce, I believe. But I appreciate them not quitting, but you got to look where we are. We got to go home and look in the mirror.
Right.
How are we? What kind of teammate are we? And and this thing we've kind of adopted, starting last week is it takes everybody from D to G, and we called Demarion D, number 0, and of course Garrett Stevenson, number 95.
Right.
He's G, and so we kind of, we don't use it a lot, but the kids even say it. We got to be everybody D to G. We got to be on the same page, and I think that's helped us, to come together as a team a little bit better. Still not proved. We're gonna find out Friday night.
Right.
But I think we're getting that as their coach. I'm proud of how they are, gelling together as a team.
Well, one quick thing on the schedule part, is there any chance, or y'all looking to play a makeup game on the week we're off because we lost that game with Dublin, or is that we're just going to take the week off?
I don't think we're going to, because of the circumstances, and I really don't want to have a game jammed in our region because these guys, they've had time to heal. We've got several people back that have been hurt that did not play in those 2 games,
right.
and I'm glad to have them back. We still have a couple more out, and they'll be healed back up. And this schedule we have coming up, these next 4 games, we're playing 2, and then we're off, and we had the last 2.
Right.
At Region 2A, even though we lost Irwin and Brooks, it's still a heck of a region. There's going to be some fighting going on, and there's going to be some kids banged up, and it just way it works out. I don't think we're going to pick up another game. It's not that I was against it, but right, it's just the way it's fallen into
right.
place now.
Okay.
And I don't know how we're going to, resolve that. I don't know too much. You have contracts signed and things like that. I'm letting Coach Phillips and he's our AD and our principals handle all that. But it was something we couldn't help. It was it was an event created by God.
Right.
And people that. People with good sense knows that. Would know that there's no sense in finding the schools and stuff. I know, and I think the world of Coach Holmes and his program and what he does. And I sure hate that we lost that, but it is what it is. He's been around a lot longer than I have, and he's probably run across this situation before. Heck, we went through COVID a couple of years ago, and we all should be used to some stuff like that.
Right.
Because
yeah.
I wasn't too distraught. I would, before COVID, I would have been distraught about losing a ball game because we lost one back years ago. I don't know what year. We ended up going to Belglade and playing that same year, but we still only played 9 ball games. But you just have to take it as it comes,
right.
and that's my outtake on that.
Yeah, Adam.
Coach, we got with the delay, we were off. Obviously, we're going to go to Dublin. That didn't work out. We had the week we've just been off. How's practice been going? How have you got the kids back into a rhythm? Because I know when you get pumped up for a football game, then all of a sudden with the hurricane and everything kind of got pulled out from under. Does that break the continuity in practice a little bit?
Well, it could, but like I said, is the last non-region game. So our new season started this week, and so we weren't focused in on, okay, let's get better this game, let's go out and we're going to do everything we can to win it, but we're getting better. No, we're looking at this game as, like I said, a playoff game. You got to make the playoffs, you got to win this game.
Yeah.
And you got to win, you got to keep winning to put your seed in the playoffs, and then you got to win when you get in the playoffs to advance. So it wasn't too hard because I've been telling them all year, hey, we're going to have these first 6 ball games, and then we're going to start reaching. We got 2 seasons. Yeah. And that's basically, I know as long as I've been coaching here, I started with Coach back in 95. That's how we've done things. You had 2 seasons. You had your season, and then you had the season, which is region.
It's essentially a playoff every week.
Well, that's right. And that's what that's what I've projected to the kids through the coaches, and that's the attitude and philosophy we have about it. So it wasn't too hard. They're bouncing around, good spirits, not, they're pretty focused and things like that. Today went a little bit longer than usual, and they still stayed out. They were focused, because they know there's a task at hand.
Every game is big, and this week you got a double whammy. You got homecoming all week, and other kids are having a ball. We've been seeing pictures and stuff on Facebook and this and that. Kids are having a good time with the homecoming this week.
Yeah, they are. You know, but my daughter, she's a senior, and she dressed up like the Magic School Bus. Her and Emily Zetmeyer, I got Mrs. Frizzy or something like that. I don't know, but they had she'll kill me if she ever finds out I'm talking about it. But they had a great time Monday, but I think all kids did pajamas yesterday and something out for decades day to day and whatnot. And I had some of the younger teachers come and they said, "Hey, do I look 80s? I know you're your heyday coach." Yeah, you look 80s or whatever, you know. But we, you know, the kids have a great time with it. The football players have a good time with it. And, you know, my job as the coach is to keep them focused that we're playing a football game. No matter, and I was just telling them that, you know, leaving here, you know, tomorrow kids get real hyped up about the homecoming deal, and Friday they will be really hyped up about it. And I tell them our purpose about homecoming will take place right there on that field, you know, at 7:30, and they've done that, and I'm, you know, so far I'm proud of what's going on with that.
Now, I know we're here for a football thing, but I've got to ask you. I've been seeing pictures on Facebook and this and that with the faculties dressing up in these characters. I haven't seen any pictures of Coach Murray in any kind of character dress up this week.
No.
Are we going to do that this week?
I've been kind of a poop, I guess, about that, but you know, I've been running around doing other things. But yeah, they do a great job, especially the office staff, and you know they're having fun with it, and I'm glad that they have fun with it too.
That goes back to you just worrying about what's happening out here.
I'm worried about getting ice. We haven't, you know, with the hurricane. Our ice machine over there we don't have any in there, and I'm hoping the guy comes tomorrow. I spent all day long trying to get ice today, and hopefully we'll get it tomorrow. That's what I get to do, things like that.
There you go. Sammy?
So with homecoming coming here, is anything special or something that normally don't do on Friday night for homecoming happen? Any special guests or anybody coming in that you know of? Or
No, not that I know of. I haven't heard. I mean, you know, I always welcome that. We got open doors to all the alumni that's played. You know, they can come right in here in the locker room with us if they want to. And we have a few, and but I haven't heard anybody. None of the guys have reached out to me. You know, they watch y'all. They watch y'all. You know, and they keep up with y'all. They'll tell me that, you know, they saw the game or whatever. They know kind of what goes on through y'all, and I really appreciate what y'all do for that, so they can do that. But I haven't heard from anybody. No.
It's We're going through some stuff with that too, right? That's for another show with the streaming and everything. I'm sure you've heard a little bit about that, but that's next week. That's next week still. But anyway, coming back to this week, what are you expecting out of Turner? I know with everything being played, like essentially playoffs, everybody's record is 0-0.
Yeah.
So what are you looking for out of Turner coming to town?
You know, Turner traditionally, you know, ever since we've been playing them for 20-something years, even go back more than that, you know, off and on. But, you know, they have the best athletes in the region by far, you know, and that's what we're going to see, a real athletic bunch. And, you know, they got some size, too, on their line, and they get after it. Mm-hmm. And they're the bunch that if you don't take care of business, they're going to be there till the end. And if you let them, you know, they just thrive on energy. You know, if they have good energy, they have success, they're going to have more and more and more. You know, last year I felt like that was a ball game that we let slip away from us because we let them stay in it. You know, and we ended up losing by a point. You know, but
They've always had a ton of speed.
Yeah, I'm expecting them to roll off that bus. He said they were going to get here at 5 o'clock and come out and get stretched their legs, because that's a long road trip. Come out, stretch their legs on that field, run around, and you're going to think there's a bunch of gazelles out there running around. And they got a quarterback that can sling it, that left-handed kid they had last year, and some running backs that can run the ball, and some great guys on defense. They get after the ball carriers and things like that, cover the pass well. You know, it's going to be a huge challenge for us. You know, people that, you know their record, I think they've only won one ball game, but I'm telling you, they play some great folks. Worth, who's 6-0, Fitzgerald, who's, I don't know what their record is.
Yeah, they scheduled big.
And they play some tough opponents, and they beat Macon County. Macon County is traditionally a great Class A program. So, you know, we're expecting. Yeah, I'm not looking at their record, and I'm sure Coach Simmons is not looking at ours neither. You know, because we know that we're both 0-0 right now. that's the way I look at it. You know, I've had my guys look at it all week. This is the season opener.
Sammy?
Or is there any special incentive being made during the week of practice, getting ready for tournament? Because last week, like I said, last year you lost by a point. To me, was kind of a controversial type game. We should have won that one. Has that been kind of brought up during practice? And
no, I mean, there's no sense in talking about that. You know, some of the kids have said something about it. You know, individually, I get to go walk around during practice and kind of visit with the kids and talk to them about things. And I talk to them about things that not only happened this season but last year. And one or two players I'll talk to, I said, they called you touchdown back last year. Yeah. And I could see it in their eyes, like I know that, Coach. You didn't have to tell me that.
right.
And no, we don't talk about that too much because we're always worried. I mean, I hope they are. I'm always worried about let's take care of our practice periods. I got my practice plan right here. Let's take care of them and let's win each period so we can win the practice. Win the day. And but I'm sure that's in the back of their mind. They may talk back and forth, but we don't project that. We're just trying to, like I said, win this day.
Gotcha.
All right, y'all, let's take a quick break. I got to thank some of my sponsors here because we can't do any of this without these folks.
Right.
So let me thank our sponsors. We'll come back with the second half of the Coach Murray Show. All right? We'll be right back right after this. The Okefenokee Chamber of Commerce invites you to Folkestone, Georgia, Saturday, October 8th from 8 to 4 for the 2022 edition of the Okefenokee Festival. Enjoy a full day of fun, vendors, the annual parade, food, music, and more at the Okefenokee Festival. And that's not all. Head down to the south end for the 42nd annual powwow in St. George. The Okefenokee Chamber serving Charlton County.
It's lunchtime. Come on down to Whistling Dixie and try some of our fantastic sandwiches. We even have wraps. We can put them on a pita bread for you. And hey, don't forget, we have those great salads, chef salads, chicken salad plates, tuna salad plates. It's all good. Remember, we have that wonderful Bluebell ice cream, all your favorite flavors. Try a double scoop waffle cone. You can even mix and match your favorite flavors. And for a quick pick-me-up, come on in for a delicious cappuccino or a small shot of espresso. Either one will wake you up. So come on down to Whistling Dixie. Let us serve you. And go Indians!
Since 2009, Southeastern Automotive Group has been buying for and selling to most of the franchise dealerships in the area. What if you were able to bypass the big dealerships with the big markups? Buy direct from the supplier. Save thousands of dollars on your next vehicle purchase. Have a trade-in? No problem. With used vehicles in such high demand, Southeastern Automotive Group has dealers ready to buy your trade. If Southeastern Automotive Group doesn't have the perfect vehicle for you, using their vehicle locator program, they will have it shipped in without any hassle or haggling you hate. With over hundreds of thousands of cars available at auctions across the nation, your next vehicle purchase is just a click away.
UFP Folkestone, the #1 site-built construction plant in Georgia, is now hiring for multiple departments. We've been around since 2016, and we're located in, you guessed it, Folkestone, Georgia. Around here, we're more than just co-workers. We're like family, and we're part of an international family of companies with a long history of promoting from within. So if you like to work hard and get rewarded for it, this is the place for you. Check out our openings at ufpi.com/careers.
In your time of need, give Rob Robertson a call at 912-496-7388. Shepherd Robertson Funeral Home says, "Go Indians."
ESP Specialist in Fabrication is located at...
All right, welcome back to the second half of the Coach Murray Show. Sammy, what you got over there?
Coach, we're going to go back to when we started. You made a comment about getting some players back, some that hadn't played in the last couple games. I've been coming out watching practice a little bit this week, and I see Jalen out there running around. So he looks like he's back, maybe in full speed. And can you talk about that and maybe a couple more?
Jalen King is back, and you know, he is full speed. He's kind of been nursing a little tweak meniscus or whatever, but it's okay. He strained it a little bit, and he missed the last couple games, and surely glad to have him back because he can really a lot of people thought that he wasn't our quarterback anymore, but you know, it's just some things we had going on. We're going to see 15 still at quarterback in different packages too, and you'll see some of that Wildcat whatever formations too with just our running backs. But it's nice to have him back because gosh, he can throw that thing.
Oh yeah, and
he's done a good job here for the last 2 weeks. You know, he came back last week. He would have played against Dublin. It's nice to have him back, you know, and throwing that ball around because he really can do that. And and we've changed, like I said, we went back and we've changed our playbook a little bit and tweaked it, and things we needed to work on we did, things we couldn't fix we threw away, and you know, and I'm telling this because you know, with our kids, things our kids couldn't do.
Right.
There's no sense in having a great play if the kids can't do it. Yeah. And so, like I said, with our personnel and stuff like that, we you know, Coach Stevenson has done a great job with that all year, and Coach Hagan's on defense as well. You know, you're going to see some different people on defense, or say, different people and guys in different spots. You know, some old familiar spots. Well, you know, that you know, you probably went to start the season. Well, I see way back there. Well, okay. You know, we things Coach Hagan tried, he saw, and I agree with what he did, and I certainly agree with what he's done now. You know, so we both, you know, well, I say we both, we three, I guess, Coach Hagan's and Coach Stevenson, you know, they're my coordinators, and they tweak stuff and move personnel around and playbooks shifted around, but to get back to what you really said, yeah, we're certainly glad to have Jalen back, and we've got a couple guys, James Lovett and C.J. Lovett, back. Well, I don't think we lost James any games, but he was kind of nursing a little limp on his leg a little bit, and he's had time to heal. With CJ 33, you know, his younger brother, the junior, he's really come out and had a great year so far. He's kind of strained his AC joint in his shoulder, and we got him back full speed.
Good.
So I'm glad. You know, that's the good thing about being off like we have been, is that.
Get some guys back there. That's good.
Hey, Coach, how's what's the latest on the Braves? We haven't talked about the Braves a whole lot this year. We've covered 3 games with them.
Oh,
did they do the playoff? Did they make the playoffs this season?
They didn't make the playoffs, and they lost their last game. Waycross wouldn't play them for whatever reason. I hated that, so they only got to play 5 games, and also I think St. Mary's canceled or something, But if you look right over here, the lockers in front of us, that section is usually empty. We brought up about 10 of them to finish the JV season out till their basketball season starts. And you know, I'm surprised not really surprised, but they're a little bit better than I thought they were. Yeah. You know, they've kind of fit in. They're certainly not lost. There's some good linemen in that group. There's some great skill players. And you know, I'm excited about the boys that are up there. And, you know, I think overall they had a pretty good year. I'm not even sure what the record was. But we'll find out when they line up, you know, and get in the spring with us. We'll find out. I coached junior high for 10 years, and I always worried about my record, whether we won or lost. And Coach back said, listen, you know, and I get this philosophy too about the kids coming up. If I can get them to line up in a 300 formation, a 400 formation, and I'd sit there when we're out this spring, and if I'd see them line up correctly or line up in our Wildcat defense that we ran or Tiger defense, and they lined up right and they knew what they were doing, I knew my job was done as a junior. Whether we went 8-0 or 0-8, if the kids could line up when they got up at the high school level, I was doing a good job. And so far, you know, when Coach Kraft's boys and then when these boys that have came up here so far, they know what they're doing. Yeah. So they had a successful year in my book, if that's the case. And I'm excited about these young guys that we have up here, and y'all will too. There's some names that you'll certainly remember too, for sure.
I know they've got several good ones coming up, but that one young man, number 27?
27, yeah.
Yeah, man. That
Yeah,
kid,
Elijah
that's a running
Bryant,
back,
he
man.
made a good catch today. He did a few things, and we got Trey Hamilton's son. He's coming up. Trent made some good plays today, and if y'all remember how good Trey was back in the day,
Yeah.
I mean, we couldn't catch him in a phone booth, and they're all you look at them, you can tell they're except for those two of those linemen, Sapp and Lewis, you can tell they're ninth graders because their physique. But Coach Wittenberg, he has them in the weight room, and he's talking about he's got 3 or 4 of them, I think, benching 225 right now. And they're getting their cleans on up there to about 200, and I think that's great for an 8th grader. So I'm excited about the future for those kids and us.
That's awesome, Sammy.
What about the remaining JV schedule? I've had a couple people ask me about. I know the Mars game has been canceled.
Yeah.
What about for the?
Well, we're still on. I haven't confirmed anything with Clinch yet, but we're supposed to play them next week there, and I think that's right. Maybe Yulee. We got Yulee and Clinch left on the schedule, and I think it's Clinch Yulee, and we play Yulee at home. And we're going to try to put this Bacon game that's canceled tomorrow on the back end.
Okay.
On the 27th, if we can work it all out, we'll still be out here, and the kids will be here giving things for them to do because some of them won't have a chance to play on Friday nights. We like them to all play on Thursday nights.
Right.
And so we want to get that game for sure because if you're not going to get any better by not playing. That's why tomorrow we're going to got a big inter-squad scrimmage. That's why it took me so long to get in there. We were dividing our JV up because with these 10 guys here, we have enough to do an inter-squad scrimmage. And tomorrow we're going to turn the clock on 2 20-minute halves, and we're going to play some football.
Okay.
Let these guys play some football.
And you're gonna be over on the big field.
We're going to be on the game field,
Okay.
yes, sir. And turn the scoreboard on and go. Too many people start showing up. I'm going to go around with a helmet and take up some money because we need it.
Yep.
Hey, Coach, Friday night, 7:30, homecoming ceremonies are halftime, right?
Yes, sir. It usually is a halftime.
Halftime like
That's
always.
Right. That's right.
I always get that and senior night. I always get that mixed up in my head.
And I don't, and I should, but I don't know what goes on. I know, like, we'll have this big pep rally Friday, and they'll give me an itinerary and what I'll do. And at some point, I have to introduce the players.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm old Grinch about it and stuff like that, but it's just I got to be focused on other things. And because if I don't do it, who else is going to do it? I don't ask my guys to do a whole lot of stuff because they're coaching. I do all that other stuff, like I said, the ice and where we eat out on the road and things like that. Boy, that's a headache. I miss the days when I just, Coach back with all of that lined up for me. Oh, we doing? Oh, that's great. I didn't realize how much work went into it, but there's a lot.
Hey, one more thing. Sammy, you got something on
I
there?
think I got it on mine. Yep.
Maidens, huge game. I know you're a big Maidens fan.
Oh,
You
yeah,
talk about the Maidens a lot on the show.
Yeah.
They have got a huge game tomorrow, Coach. 5:30, Lanier County coming.
That's another thing is the girls, we are going to have that scrimmage, but we got a short practice tomorrow, our walkthrough, and our scrimmage is going to be 40 minutes long. We're going to have running clock for 20 minutes, 5-minute break, 20 minutes. So we'll be in time to get it. It's 5:30, right?
Yeah.
5:30, I believe
5:30,
so.
we'll be able to see the first pitch. And, I love watching those girls play. They play hard, and Coach Bass and what's the other coach's name?
Coach, where? Bass?
Fico. Is it
Fico or Pico or something like that.
Yeah, they do a great job watching them play. I mean, watching them coach, how they deal with the girls. I only get to see them at game time, but I would love to go there and watch them coach at practice. It's a different sport, but I like watching Coach Marchman coach. You pick up different things, and Coach Bailey with basketball. We've got some great coaches here at the high school, but tomorrow I hope those girls give it everything they have, and that's all. That's all that Coach Bass can ask for them to do, and that's all I ask for my guys to do. This has been a long time. Coach Hagan said it the other day. All we want is all you got. And I'm sure Coach Bass is asking them to do that, and I'm asking them to try to win today, and I hope they do that. I got like 2 cousins on that team, so I want them to be successful for sure.
They've got the 2 seed locked up. But if they
Yeah.
can take Lanier down by 9, we'll be the 1 seed.
Yeah, that's a tough task.
That's a
but
tough
you know, I
task, it
watched
is.
them. I watched the game over. I rode over there last year for the last game of the season, and what a ball game that was.
It was, man.
And we just wouldn't go away, and we beat them, and that was like the first ball game, the region ball game they had lost in forever. So you know, whether they just finish second or whatever, if they just get out and get a win, that would be some great momentum going into the playoffs for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm tickled to death for the girls, and you know, she's worked hard, and you know, Coach Bass and the girls have worked hard, and they get after it. She's got them all in the weight room, and they're going to be better for years to come, you know, and I'm glad they're doing that for sure.
Yeah. Only coming back to the football side a little bit now. You guys have been doing a little bit of a fundraiser the last night and today with the jersey sales and helmets.
Well, this I have nothing directly involved to do with that. That's Jeff Doggett, him and Pee Wee, kind of heading. Jim Baker's kind of heading up the selling of these jerseys, and you know we got some new uniforms this year, and we had an extra set of the old traditional black jerseys that wore for a long time. You know, we had tons of them in there, just taking up space, and we decided to just have kind of like a yard sale, and we got a bunch of helmets. These helmets though aren't. They're not playable. They're out of date. They're you know they've been more or less throwaway. They're going to be trophies. We cleaned them up. We put spears on them. We've tore pads out of them. So they're just shells. They're not helmets. You know, they're not. I've had 2 or 3 people calling me that are running rec programs because helmets are hard to find now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wanting to buy. How many you got? I said, well, first of all, these aren't helmets to be used for play. Yeah. And I think, I mean, I have 1 or 2 at the house that I've gotten throughout the years that the you know Rydell company said we're not redoing this. It's not anymore. So you know I've got it on my you know a table or whatever at the house and you know just like trophy. But they've gone pretty well. You know I don't know exactly how it goes. I've had people calling me and Jeff says we don't have that anymore. I said well I don't know. So you know it's gone pretty well and I knew it would when we put it out there. And
just to go a little further on that, so everybody will know what's remaining of the helmets and shirts. According to what Jeff told me earlier, they'll be at the gate as people come in on tomorrow night. And they'll be available for purchase if anybody wants to.
See, I didn't. That's something I really didn't know all of it, but I remember him saying that the people have reserved helmets and jerseys. Well, that's fine, but if they don't get them Friday afternoon, they're going out front at the gate. And they'll be there for people to buy.
And they're only going to be there, according to Jeff, they're only going to be there until game time, and then they're going to be taken away from there at that time.
That's right, and then we'll have them.
I got you.
Yep.
The way these jersey sales and helmet sales been going, y'all might want to start producing replica jerseys and sell at the gate.
Well, that's yeah. I tell you what, these jerseys you see them hanging up. The ones we practice in are old game jerseys. Those things went, you know, for a long time. We wore those white jerseys there hanging
those
up.
have been around a while.
And those things are about $100 a piece if you went to buy them. It's crazy. But they're outrageous, the prices.
I think those things were around back when AJ was playing for Bethune.
Well, they were. They were. I mean, you know, they were new. They were new then. They were the ones we used up until last year. We got some away jerseys last year, those white ones.
All right. Coach, anything else you want to hit on before we head out?
No, I other than I hope y'all can come out and support us like always. I feel blessed to have the support that we have from I guess you call them the Indian Nation. You know, I just call them fans, but I really, I mean, the kids feed off the energy. And if we can have that swamp packed, you know, Champ Bailey Field at the swamp packed out, it would be fantastic. And like I said, they're all the stuff that's happened this season so far is, like we said, is memories. Some good ones and some bad ones. And we're hoping to make some great ones here this next week in this new season.
Oh yeah,
get another sellout crowd like we had a few years ago when Pierce came to town. What a place was packed.
Yeah,
we need that again this Friday night. All right, if there's anything else or not anything else, I'm gonna head on out.
Fine.
I appreciate you, Coach, as always, man. Sammy, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank y'all for watching the Coach Murray Show. We'll see you tomorrow at Maidensfield. Friday night, 7:30 kickoff in the swamp at Champ Bailey Field. Turner Titans coming to town. Thanks for watching.
169 Little Phoebe Church Road in Folkestone, Georgia. President Mark Pickering and his employees utilize the latest technology with a skilled workforce to supply customers with the best custom fabrication possible. Serving clients at home and abroad makes ESP a premier employer in Charlton County. For all your specialty and fabrication needs, contact ESP at 912-496-2583 today. They're also on Facebook at ESP Specialist Fabrication. ESP is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sportsnet.
When is the last time you updated your family photos? Don't wait weeks to see your photos. Book now with Fab Photo in Studio and see your foolproof gallery within 72 hours. Jessica is a natural and studio light photographer ready to capture any event you have. Jessica is also known for her creative nighttime photos as well as her one-of-a-kind custom athletic photos. Contact Jessica today because you and your athlete deserve the best. 276-0925.
Newsflash! Great goings on at Walker Jones GMC. Right now, 0% financing to most qualified buyers on your new professional grade vehicle at Walker Jones. Like the new 22 GMC Canyon Crew Cab in Onyx Black with a 3.6 liter V6. Take advantage of this limited time savings extravaganza before it goes away. Come see Walker Jones GMC in the new facility, Memorial Drive in Waycross. GMC, we are professional grade. Walker Jones GMC. Online at walkerjonesgmc.com. Some restrictions apply. See details and under 22.
You got the papers and the trash. Or you don't get no spending cash. If you don't scrub that kitchen floor, you ain't gonna rock and roll no more.
Don't talk back.
Just finish cleaning up your room. Let's see that dust fly with that broom. Get all that garbage out of sight. Or you don't go out Friday night.
Don't talk back.
Allen Aldridge Insurance, located in Kingsland, Georgia, is proud to serve the communities of Charlton and Camden counties, offering life, home, car, and business insurance. See Andy Gowan today for your insurance needs. Phone 912-729-7600 for more information. Protecting you is what we do. Gowan Aldridge Insurance is a proud sponsor of the Charlton Sports Network. Four Seasons Floral, located at 4415 2nd Street North in Folkestone, Georgia, has all of your floral needs covered, from Valentine's to birthdays and weddings to life celebrations, proms, special occasions, or just to say you love that someone special. We deliver as well. Call 912-496-7043 and we'll assist you with any floral need at Four Seasons Floral.
Georgia's own credit union has been putting the needs of our members first for more than 85 years. That's banking on purpose. At Georgia's Own, you'll get better rates, fewer and lower fees, and the assurance of knowing that your success is what matters most to us. We have over 30 offices throughout the state to serve you better. So come on in. All Indian fans are welcome to join. Federally insured by NCUA and an equal housing lender.
West Folkestone Auto Supply is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sports. For all of your auto and big truck needs, go by and see Sammy and his staff today. They have everything from lawnmower blades to parts for big rigs and heavy equipment. CarQuest Folkestone Auto Supply is located at 4439 2nd Street in Folkestone, Georgia. For all of your parts and accessories, it's CarQuest Folkestone. Go Indians!
Charlton Electric, now serving Charlton and surrounding counties. With over 20 years experience in both commercial and residential services, our electricians can meet your needs. We offer installation on whole house generators, service upgrades, mobile home services, troubleshooting, ceiling fan and light fixture installations, and much more. Call us today for an estimate at 912-276-7661.
For nearly 20 years, Georgia's electric membership cooperatives have made Friday night football electrifying. As the official energy provider of the GHSA, Georgia's EMCs are proud to support high school athletics in the communities we serve, standing behind every hike, every completed pass, and every team celebration. Because we know that today's high school athletes are tomorrow's local leaders. Georgia's EMCs.
Chemours has done a really good job with inclusion, hiring people from all different backgrounds and walks of life.
Women do work out in the plants, that we're not just administrators. Process technology is something you can do. Being a maintenance technician is something you can do.
It's open for everyone, even if you don't have experience.
We're going to train you. There's definitely room for advancement.
The opportunities are there.
Okefenokee Sportsman is locally owned by Fred and Rawling Coley, who have loyally served the people of Folkestone, Georgia, and surrounding counties for 17 years. Hunting and fishing supplies, as well as live bait, are our specialties. Join us on Saturday, October the 10th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. to mix and mingle with vendors from the hunting industry and enjoy live music from Matt Knowles. Local, loyal, and laid back, Okefenokee Sportsman.
Family-owned Valancourt Construction, established in 1945. Valancourt is constantly seeking out new markets and opportunities, as well as state-of-the-art construction technology. We consider this vital in order to provide value for our customers, career opportunities for our employees, and a bright future for our organization. Valancourt is a proud sponsor of the Charlton Sports Network.
Gant AC Heat and Electric, located at 141 West Love Street in Folkestone, Georgia. They service all makes and models of air conditioning and heating units, electric and plumbing supplies, blown installation, appliance parts and service, as well as sheet metal products. Gant is a proud sponsor of the Charlton Sports Network. Go Indians and the Band of Pride.
Folkestone Furniture on Main Street has the largest selection of home furnishings in Charlton County. We'll feature different items every week throughout the season. Stop in and see what's new in Folkestone Furniture. We have bedroom suites, living room suites, dining room suites, and so much more. Come in and see us today at Folkestone Furniture. Greetings from Folkestone and the Crossings, fine clothier and gifts. We carry just the right apparel for our southern weather. Stop in, shop, and enjoy the finest southern hospitality from the Crossings. Fine casual wear to weddings and proms as well. You'll find it at the Crossings.